All right. Welcome for the Artnest Academy Awards 2024. And just before we start, I need to show you something absolutely exceptional that was absolutely not planned. Let me just add a new peripheral. Here we go. Look at this. Mister just decided to drink in my glass of water, so I cannot drink anymore. Anyways. Hope you are doing well, folks. Finally, it's been a long-awaited live. And finally, we are there. Finally, we are doing the Artnest Academy Awards, where we will celebrate and look at the best production we have been doing this year at the Artnest. Let me start sharing my screen. I must admit I have not really planned a speech or whatever, so it's going to be full improv. I must admit I've been absolutely blown away by this year. I launched the mentorship like a year ago when I did my presentation at IAMAG, and I was not expecting in just a year that it will go so big, that it will grow so viral, that we will got over 120 mentees in just a freaking year, that pretty much everyone in the industry will know about us. Up to 2 weeks ago, I was not even realizing that, to be honest. It's just when I went to Kind of Art, when I got invited by Mood to do a presentation, that I realized that, yeah, every fucking one knows about us. And in my head, I was just still a kid in pyjama. As Jesse was saying, tux on the top, pyjama at the bottom. You have no idea of how many streams and feedback and even mentorship session I have done with a pyjama. You have no freaking idea. But hey, here we are. And yeah, everybody knows about us. We are known. Companies are following us. Companies like what we are doing. We are giving a voice to companies because, as you know, I'm extremely blunt. Not mean, but extremely blunt. And so many companies have been saying to us, hey, we love what you say. And we are happy that you say that because there's no way we could say that without losing corporate points. And yeah, everyone supports us. And before we start doing the award and focus our attention on the work of the mentees and not me anymore, I just wanted to publicly say a massive thank you to absolutely everyone who trusted me with their time, with their money, with their portfolio, and sometimes with their entire career by joining the mentorship. It's been mind-blowing, folks. It's been absolutely life-changing. I hope it is also for you. I love you so fucking much. You're like my second family. And this is my full-time job now, and I will keep working even harder with all of you to get your results. So with all of that, thank you wholeheartedly, folks, for your support, your trust, the diligence in which you are working every single day. It's mind-blowing, and I could have not imagined that just a year ago. This is ludicrous. With that being said, let me hide my face. Let me show you. Give me a sec. Get away from here. Just look at how the cat is right now. Literally in front of my monitor where I have the chat. So I cannot read the chat. Anyways. Again, buddy. Let's start with the awards. So, the Artnest Academy Awards. It's like the Game Awards, but without the corporate bullshit and the politics and all of that. Today, we are focusing exclusively on art. And I really want to pay a massive tribute to everyone who worked very hard. I'm going to show a lot of artworks today. I'm going to show a lot of before and after. I'm going to talk openly and extremely positively about everyone. Let's get started. So I have several categories and I've been asking the mentees to vote amongst themselves. We got some nominees and then we got some secondary set of votes. Some results were extremely tight. Some of them were pretty obvious. Let's start with the first category. So, first category. I wish we had the music and all of that. No, we are not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legend. We are sponsored by the Art Nest. So, first category. The best character design portfolios of 2024. In third position, we have Mr. Sung-Eun Lee. Congratulations. I wish I had a soundboard. Unfortunately, I don't have one on the Mac. But imagine everyone clapping and all of that. But yeah, first thing, congratulations to Sung-Eun Lee for his St. George and the Dragon portfolio. This is absolutely ludicrous what he has been doing. I must have the keyboard on my lap because the cat is taking all the space. But let me show you just the work of Sung-Eun Lee. It's been absolutely spectacular. Let me grab his work. I'm going to grab it on the Google Drive. It's going to be simpler because ArtStation is always a bit tricky. Give me a sec. Artwork archive. I hope, guys, that you have put everything properly in it. You know what? Let me just grab the Discord link. I shared it. There we go, right there. So, look at that. That's amazing. St. George and the Dragon. A stellar amount of rendering and design. Crazy sketches. And this is exactly what we want to do. You really want to do drastically different characters, different archetypes, different poses, different gear, different everything to prove you can design. Props is ludicrous amount of work on everything. That griffing is an absolute banger. Like the pose is spectacular. Props, emotion, thinking about production design. Amazing work. All of that while being a dad. Congratulations, buddy. You won the third place. Second place now for the best character design portfolio of 2024. Chloe and Driusy. Congratulations. People really loved your work. And the thing is that not that much is on ArtStation. Actually, a lot of it is on the Discord at the moment, which I will spoil a bit later. But I just wanted to highlight what you have been showing for kind of art. So give me a sec. Here we go, Chloe. Congratulations. You have done one of the most aggressive level up I have ever seen. And let's just have a look. Holy crap. I must give a bit of context before. Let me give just a bit of context because I think we need to share the old work and where we are coming from with Chloe. Okay? Please tell me you have your old work on ArtStation. Old work. So this was, I don't know. Oh no, these are just some commissions. My bad. Let's pick your old work, okay? This was the kind of work Chloe was doing before the mentorship. Pretty good, but very anime sprinkled and all of that. And it was not really concept art. It was a lot of character illustration, designs in the same pose and all of that. And I want to tell you that story. Like, this is a picture I've been sharing a lot, and some people have been skeptical about that. But I swear that it's true. Where is it? This one. That before and after. Chloe was doing that just before joining the mentorship. And then she started showing that orc in the first session, if I recall correctly. And she was like, oh, this is something I did. I call it done and whatever. And we were like, how much time have you spent on it? Probably like 8 hours, something like that, she said. I was like, okay, your challenge by the end of the 5 week is going to be to spend 50 hours on it. So a few weeks later, we arrived on that. I wish I still had the old version, Chloe. If you want to send it to me on Discord, like very quick right now, I can show it. But the moral of that story, and I want it to be acknowledged by absolutely everyone, and all the mentees know about that, you are able to do so much more than what you think you can do. It's just a matter of spending more time and being a bit patient. For Chloe, the standard was just to spend like 8, 10-ish hours on the character, which is already pretty nice. But what about 50? I guess the level up is absolutely ludicrous. Chloe is currently sending it to me. Let me grab it. Give me a sec. But yeah, it's just the proof that focusing on the right things, a bit of rendering, storytelling, design, you come from something that will barely get you hired as a junior to something that if you have a full portfolio full of that, you get hired as a mid-level at least 350 a day. And I'm not afraid to say that publicly. Chloe, and you too, Gael, if you start at less than 350 a day, I will be disappointed. I think Chloe sent it to me. Not yet. Anyways, here we go. We got it. Thank you, Chloe. This was the work before. This was what she sent. Like, okay, 8 hours of work. And this is what we landed on eventually. I think it's impressive in just a matter of 40-ish hours. And now she knows how to do it. And her work is absolutely amazing now. Like, look at that. There's so much more fun and interesting ideas in her designs, even for the props, the poses, even those characters. So freaking good. All of that without watching a tutorial or whatever. Because tutorials are a bit overrated for most of them. Oops. Let's not show that. Anyways. Next. Let's move to the next one. In first position for the best character design portfolio of 2024. I wish we had a drum roll, but unfortunately I don't have a soundboard ready yet. We have none other than, you know what? We have something funny because we are having a tie between two persons for the votes. We have a tie between one of my oldest mentee, which is Jessica Neroborg. I apologize if I butchered your name, buddy. Jess. She was part of the very, very first official mentorship class last year in June, when I shared that silly post on Facebook like, hey, I'm doing a mentorship. I had 0 record and whatever. And she was bold or desperate or confident or foolish enough or crazy enough to accept giving a bit of money to a perfect stranger and to trust me. And I think it was worth it. Jess, you've been absolutely killing it. Your portfolio is insane. You've been getting crazy results, and I've been telling that to you constantly. I know right now the market is a bit tense, but you got so many connections that it's not a matter of if you would get hired, but just when, and for that they just need to have a job available. And they will jump on you and hire you. I will not spoil the companies in which Jess has been talking, but these are the ones you can expect with such work. And Jess, you are one of the person I'm the happiest having met in that entire last year and a half. And you're one of the mentees I'm the most proud of because, again, let's show the level up of Jess. Let me grab the Google Drive again. Just look at this, okay? So Jess, previous characters, where are they? Here we go. This was her old work. Not bad, but very flat, a bit symmetrical. This was very emblematic of her work before. Now look at that. I'm spoiling a bit your portfolio. You have not released it yet, but it's going to be a massive nuke. Jess was incredible because she was requiring feedback, and every time there was one, she was doing it like instantly. And she also managed to get feedback from other people from other company and cross them. So she could get the best of all of us. And the results are absolutely spectacular. Again, this is before. This is now. Absolutely spectacular, and we don't have everything right there. No, do not cry, Jess, please. But this, holy fucking shit. This is ready, production ready. Right now, you prove you know to design and such. Let me put it full screen again. The second number one that shares the podium with Jess. It's not a surprise for the mentees, but it's a much more recent mentee. Michael Zeng. I don't know how many times I've been sharing that picture in calls, in the mentorship sessions. It's probably the character piece I've been sharing the most that year, and I owe you a fucking pack of beer for that. This is everything I want to see in a character designer. You have absolutely fucking everything. Let me grab something to zoom on it. You have the attitude, you have the body language, you have the gaze of the character, you have so much storytelling everywhere. When you see that character, even if you remove the Moby Dick logo, you understand everything about that character immediately. And as Gael is saying in the chat, this is such a cool and charismatic character. To me, a charismatic character is not something that is a badass and that seduces everyone. It's not the horny bard in D&D. To me, a charismatic character is a character with an aura that makes you feel something strong immediately when you see it. And right there, you see that character, you understand everything, you understand the story of that man who is obsessed by that goal of chasing that whale, that obsession, and he's starting to consume him. He's going to be swallowed by the sea, he's going to die on the sea, and he's even turning his body into the ultimate hunting weapon. And yeah, I think Michael is a big inspiration for a lot of character designers in the community. Because again, his level up is absolutely spectacular. I think I have some before and after. Not there, so probably on the Google Drive. But let's grab his ArtStation. Just for the context, oh, there's a bit of a spoiler for the stuff. This was his work before he joined. This is a bit older than before he joined, from what I see. Again, you see a bit of potential regarding rendering, but regarding design, it's quite neutral, you know? Same right there, it's very dark, the values, whatever. I'm not really here to comment. Very inspired by Darkest Dungeon right there. This is a bit more recent. But still, now we are doing this kind of stuff, you know. There's so much personality. You see those characters, you immediately understand what they are about. And this is, again, exactly what I want to see in a character designer. I don't give a shit about the rendering. We need to care a bit more about rendering. But rendering is not the hardest part. The first thing you want as a designer is to spark an immediate reaction. You want people to fall in love with your characters. You want to sell the gameplay, the personality, the attitude, the aura of a character. And that folder is insane. And Michael, I'm going to kick you in the butt, but I want you to apply aggressively, man. I'm going to create those channels in the server pretty soon, but I want you to apply to 30 places a week. You have no fucking excuse not having a job right now. This is so fucking good, man. So with that being said, massive round of applause for the character designer. Let's move to the next category. Let's move this time to the best environment design portfolios of 2024. In the third place, we have none other than Mr. Lachlan Page. Well deserved again. Let me show his work. Lachlan, man, you've been doing such a stellar level up. This was... I remember when I saw that piece, I was like, there is some potential. It's a gem in the rough. You have a lot of painterly style. It's a bit clumsy. But I was like, there is fucking potential. I see the Craig Mullins inspiration. I see that desire to paint. It's not flawless yet, but there is something. And there was an eagerness to learn. This is all the work right there. Art Station is joking, but yeah, things like this. And I was like, yeah, he knows 3D, he knows how to paint, he knows a bit of photo bashing, he knows a bit of everything, but we need to perfect that. We started on that piece. It was already quite a massive change. Like we went from this to that. This is already a massive change. And when I saw those sketches, I was like, he knows how to draw, finally, someone. And he was very good at 3D. And we took a lot of time to blend that 2D and that 3D together. It was hard to figure out a sweet spot. And then at some point it clicked. And boom. Boom, baby. Now we are talking. Now we are fucking talking. Now this is design drastically different, trying to function for the production, trying to explain how things work, how things look. This was the first massive breakthrough. And then it dropped this. Whew. Even Feng Zhu was impressed with that. He was the first one to like my post on Facebook when I shared that. Now we are talking. This is what I want to see in environment design. Call out sheets like that. Rather than those keyframes that we see all the time. Nothing against keyframe. It's just, as I'm always saying, ask yourself, the picture you send, if you send it to the 3D team, can they model your stuff? If you just send that picture, they cannot model everything. They don't know how it looks from the other side. If you send that full package now they can model it. This is why you need to have those in addition to those fancy pictures. You cannot only have pictures for environment design. And more important than that, you need to create your own assets. That sleeping chamber is a massive banger. I love that one. It's so simple. It's just like a dressing table, but you have so much stuff going on, so much storytelling with the props and all of that. It tells the story of who lives there. Sketches. This one is phenomenal. And then a very moody, very realistic thing. I remember at Kind of Art, people were really zooming in on that one. They wanted to see more. And even the design for the respirator for Dracula and such is incredible. And those paintings, they feel like paintings from Baldur's Gate. So good, man. Yeah, and of course, we cannot forget about The crab. In second position for the best portfolio for environment design of 2024, we have Luca Monteleon. Super recent mentee from May, if I recall correctly, April or May, super recent. Dude, you have been an absolute machine of design. You've been producing so much freaking stuff. And again, I want to share the before and after, if you don't mind. And Luca was already extremely good. And I mean extremely good. Yeah, send some clap emoji in the chat, folks. Before and after, where is it? Like from Luca, where is it? This was before with the train right there. This is now. This was before with those Viking house. This is now. This was before. This is now. Let me show his outstation. It's going to be easier. I'm always preciously saving your old work because I'm telling you to remove that and you take it too literally and there's nothing available anymore and I'm sad. But this was before, like 8 months ago. This was when he joined, which is very impressive. Don't get me wrong. The 3D skills are great. And he's not keep bashing shit. He's really modeling everything right there, which is amazing. Even the design for that house surface, great. But dude, we moved to this. In your freaking face. Look at that elevator. It's so great. And some 3D renders. That flying ship is wonderful. Fengzu loved it. People from Envar loved it. People from Mood loved it. Dana Warrior loved it. Leo Avro loved it. So many people loved it. My favorite design of yours, Luca, I don't know why, it's that box of cigarettes. I will not be able to explain why. I just think it's such a charming shape. I fucking hate smoking. I hate cigarettes. But I think that object is beautiful and you tell a wonderful story of that beaten up object that is probably like 20 years old. Maybe it was belonging to the grandpa of someone with that things that are beaten up. I'm always taking that box as an example for how to get things that not looking brand new. I loved it. And even the museum that he has been working on, that cinematic shot is wonderful. Color sheet is incredible. Those 3D renders for that katana is insane. Everything is so freaking good, dude. I cannot wait to see more of you, and your next project is already about to be amazing. So massive congratulations, buddy. You've been an absolute machine because you built a freaking portfolio in a matter of a few months, including during summer. I want you to apply aggressively, buddy. Like very aggressively. You have no excuse now. This was the second spot. The first place for best portfolio for environment designer by the Art Nest 2024. Alex. No freaking secret. It's not going to surprise anyone. But you know what? There is a tie. But I want to focus on Alex first. It's not going to surprise anyone because Alex has been a massive inspiration for everyone. You've been the biggest machine, the biggest tank, the biggest bulldozer of productivity of this entire year. You have been outputting so much work since we started together. And this is absolutely nuts. Again, I've been sharing your work constantly. I already sent you the drink I owed you. Let's give a bit of concept. And I know you curated a bit your portfolio recently. This was before joining. This was already very potent, don't get me wrong. You know what? I have some old work from you. I'm saving everything. Look at the before and after from Alex. Before, after. Before, after. And I stick by my guns. I prefer the picture this way than how you adjusted it. Before, after. Before, after. I know you've been very hard on yourself, Alex. Just look at that fucking improvement. In such a short amount of time. Less than a year. I think you joined in February or March, if I recall correctly. It's roughly 9 months. Less than that. Look at how much stuff you have done. Look at that level up. This is insane. And I'm not joking. Go look at our station. There's still some old work. Not everything anymore. But those before and after, I'm receiving a lot of messages all the time like, hey, this is a lie, this is a scam. No. Look at the ArtStation. That's why I'm mentioning the name of the student all the time, and we have nothing to fucking hide. And I'm just doing that not to brag about me, but to brag about them. I'm not the one who did that work. I'm just giving a bit of feedback, and that's it. I am interrupting the program to say that my cat is getting crazy because there is a bug, and he's going to sing for 2 hours. But yeah, this is insane. Let's have a look at your full portfolio. Again, I told you about the changes. They are a bit too, some of them, they are a bit too brutal in my opinion. We're going to fix that. But this is production design. This is a piece that I've been sharing so much. This is my favorite of yours, and I will still stick to that. I know it's not paying proper tribute to the amount of work done on other pieces, but this is still my favorite. That bench is just my favorite. And you grew such a nice sense of storytelling, having fun, being silly. I remember when we talked, and even when I got you as a student years ago, when you were at New Edge, you were so serious, you know? And I was like, relax a bit. Let's have fun. Let's do some silly stuff, you know? Yeah, I know Jerome asked you about that. It's about doing a 50-50 or correcting it a bit. And not everyone is going to have the same taste, so I respect his feedback. Don't get me wrong. But you know what is the only feedback that Alex got? Like the only major stuff? Just prove you can do realistic rendering. Guess what? She's working on that already, and it's going to be amazing. That's all. That's the only thing we have to fix. In terms of design, that Trojan horse is amazing. Everything is amazing. This is insane. You can zoom on it so much. There's so much detail everywhere. It engages the senses. It's tactile. You can listen to the picture. You can smell it. You can test it. You can drink it. You can play with it. You can do everything. It engages the senses. This is everything I want to see from an environment. Yeah, I mean, you are focused on environment, so you cannot excel at everything yet. But I know given how much work you do, your anatomy is going to improve extremely fast. You're going to probably start with environment, and after maybe a year or two of career, you're going to be as comfortable for environment that you are at character design. I'm not worried about that, and I want to witness that. Alex, the day you get a job, if pedagogy is your thing and you feel comfortable with that, I want to solicitate you for feedback at the Art Nest. This is an official demand right now. Congratulations. But as I said, we had a tie. Given more than 41 votes, we had a tie. And again, the second person that is going to reach number one is not going to be a surprise because it's none other than our boy Gael Carter. Again, I wish I had your older work. Again, you removed everything from ArtStation. But oh boy, Gael, your work is insane. Absolutely, absolutely sterling work. Let me see if I have some of your old work right there. I highly doubt it. Oh, we have some old work. This is where we started with Gael. This is what he did just before joining the mentorship. This is what he was doing before, you know, very 3D heavy and a lot of things that I'm complaining about a lot on LinkedIn overall. But there was some potential. I love the mindset. You contacted me around Christmas. I remember I told you when I was visiting my uncle just after Christmas. I was feeling very bad at the time. And I was like, there is so much potential in that kid. I want to work with him. I remember you were like, I got a job. I was like, shit, I won't be able to work with him. It was not even about the money. I wanted to work with you. And then you came back, you were like, fuck, the job got canceled. I was like, oh no, that's bad for him. But on one other side, I'm a bit happy because I'm going to work with him. This is where we started. And this is where we are right now. Oh boy. This is amazing work, dude. We can zoom on it for hours. So much sketches. The perspective is amazing. That one is so impressive. I love that piece. I have nothing else to say, man. This is so fucking good. This is what you were doing just before. Dude, this is insane. Let me spoil a bit what he has been cooking. Is this cool? Just look at that. What he has been cooking recently. I gave him feedback on that yesterday. This morning, sorry. It's going to be pretty nice overall. And again, storytelling. Storytelling. This is the key. You start from storytelling, it solves pretty much every single design issue that you have. I want to issue one more special mention to one person that had not his portfolio ready when we did the nominee vote, unfortunately. Give me a sec. I'm grabbing it. I want to issue a special mention for boy Axel Pommier and his absolutely mind-blowing work on Robin Hood. It was not submitted at the time, unfortunately, when we did the first batch of vote a few weeks ago. But dude, this is insane. This is everything I want to see an environment design. And again, we're starting from quite far away. And you remove your walk. But guess what? I have it. I'm pretty sure I have it somewhere. This is before. This is after. 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 I'm saving everything. I want you to archive it in an old work on your portfolio, in an old work album, not remove it. Be proud of that, because when you feel down, guys, when you feel down, you look at your old work and that's where you assess how you leveled up. It's like when you go to the gym for 6 months to gain or lose weight. For the first 6 months, you're not going to notice the improvement. And then one day, you're going to stumble upon a photo of yourself from 1 or 2 years ago. You're going to be like, who the fuck is that person? And that's how you assess your improvement. That's exactly the same for artworks. Dude, I'm so fucking proud of you. It was very hard, I know. But I think it was worth it, and now you know how to do it. I can guarantee if you keep pushing like that, man, start applying aggressively. Honestly, apply to Rare. Send a spontaneous application again to Envor. Apply to Wooga, Airborne, all the stylized stuff, Toys for Bob, Shiro Games, all the stylized stuff. Apply there, man. Aggressively. This is something I'm saying publicly. Folks, after that call, I'm building the infrastructure. I'm going to build extra channels. We're going to talk about that eventually, probably next week. I want you to start applying aggressively. Give me a sec. Someone is ringing at the door. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, FBI, open up. Exactly. So, yeah, the others arrived with the letter. Finally, after 29 years. So this was for environment design. I am so fucking proud of you. Things will be like just during the call. Wait, what? I wish there was Feng Zhu watching right now. So yeah. Sorry, I'm taking my time for that session. I don't really mind. I really want to enjoy the moment and to take the time to celebrate the work of everyone. You earned it, folks. This stream is for you. Let's move to the next category. Best portfolio subject. There was not that many nominees to make a top 3. But by a landslide, the winner, again, Lachlan Page for Vampires of the Deep, which is Dracula. But instead of being a regular vampire, he's a sea monster. And you have the blood being fed to this tank right there. Such a nice design. Again, let's have a look at it again. But it's such unexpected, and this is exactly what I mean when I say to everyone about the portfolio subject, like pick something that is recognizable, a trope, an existing story, something like that. Bring a twist that drastically changes everything. So we pick Dracula, we mix it with corals and sea creatures and sea element, and we got incredible stuff like that. Or like this. This is insane. All right. Next person. Next category. For the best environment piece. Not portfolio, piece now. So we're going to do that for environment, character, and props. The best piece, the best artwork that has been produced this year, not in a technical way, in a very subjective and design-oriented, and just the overall punch in the face from people. So, in the third place, we are having, again, Luca Monteleone with Sinclair's Museum. Amazing work. Again, it's a package, so let's have a look again. But the interior of the museum was definitely phenomenal. So freaking good. Very brutalistic mixed with art deco. Fantastic colors that are looking very aquatic. I don't know what to say. This is amazing. And he even did the props inside it, right there. And the outside. The museum is up top, right there. Phenomenal work, buddy. I remember it was quite hard to get you to break that 3D aspect. I know it's always hard to remove details, but you are arriving at such a great balance. And if you keep doing that, I can guarantee you will land a fucking phenomenal job. Dana Warrior, Leo Avro, Piotr Kwiński, they loved your work, buddy. They absolutely loved it. The guys from Envar loved it. They just want you to fully draw stuff, a bit less 3D. I know you can do it. You have proved me several times you can do it. And they were pretty interested because that's the kind of stuff they are doing, for example, for Valorant and such. So, a lot of potential, buddy. Congratulations. Next, the second best environment piece award goes to our buddy Resus Mesa with the round table hole. Oh my freaking god, that piece was amazing. And Resus, again, this is one of those OG students who joined in June. It was extremely tough at the beginning. We had to scrap your project once or twice, if I recall correctly. It was a massive amount of work, but you made it. And I want to show, I want to really show the evolution of our buddy right there. Before joining, he was doing this. After joining, he was doing that. Let me do a quicker comparison. Bosco is a legend. Yeah, absolute legend. Before, after. It took a lot of time. It took a lot of trial and error. We had to scrap the piece several times because it was not good enough. And again, it gets back to what I was saying about Chloe with Orc. You folks are able to do incredible stuff. It's just that you do not give yourself enough time to arrive at that result. Everyone is so fucking impatient. Everyone thinks that they can do something like this in a day or two. No. A piece like that, if it's the first time, is going to take you a fucking month. That's fine because the next one is going to take you maybe a week, then 3 days, then 4, then eventually 2. But you need to see how far you can get. You need to crash yourself on that piece first. Because every time you struggle, every time you are facing something hard, it highlights something you are missing that you need to fix and learn. And this is how you level up. The secret of all the level ups we got at the Artness is that for the first piece that we do together, I am always telling them, guys, I want you to crash on it and feel like shit. It's counterintuitive, but that's how you improve. You crash on something, you pick something that is way beyond what you think you are able to do, and you're going to face a fuck ton of problems. And every problem, you're going to stop, fix it, figure out however you can fix it, Learn what is required and go ahead until that piece is done. It's way easier to learn this way because every time you choke, every time you crash, it highlights what you need to learn rather than chasing the latest shiny tutorial or shiny gimmick that is not bringing something relevant for you at the moment and just driving you in a different direction than what you need to focus on. And this is extremely important. And that piece here took a lot of time and we have so much stuff in it. Let me grab the high resolution of it. The ArtStation one is not high resolution. It does not deserve to be watched. The Artnest environment. Where is it? Nope. Kind of art environment. Here we go. I have the work of everyone right there. Where is it? Right there. There we go. Now we can zoom on it. Look at how much detail there is. You have anecdotes everywhere. You have storytelling. The architecture with those stairs is phenomenal. You have dogs. You have life. You have, and everywhere you go, you always have a silly anecdote or something like that. That's what you want to do in fucking environment design. You want to bring life to the place. You want to go for something silly like that little bird with music notes. If someone sees that, it's going to make you smile. If a designer sees that, it's like, yeah, let's add them. Let's add some noise. You need to bring life. I'm so tired of seeing the post-apocalyptic garbage and the empty space with a gigantic tower and nothing and no one around. It doesn't make any sense. Bring life to your scene. A place, an environment, it's all about people. It's funny because as an environment designer, we tend to be a bit misanthropic and not like to draw people. Funnily enough, we need even more empathy than character designers because we need to tell about the personality of who lives there, who is using that place, how they are using that place, without showing them generally. And we have the guy with a staff, but he's not alone, so it's good. Right there, you have so much anecdotes everywhere. Everything is designed. You are literally giving everything a 3D team needs to model the thing, then animate it, then texture it, then do the lighting, then do gameplay, then do anecdotes, then do sound design. You're anticipating so much problems in production with just one piece. And this is how you pack more value in your work. And this is why that piece is absolutely phenomenal. Next, this was second place. First place, no surprise. Gael, again, Draconic Blacksmith. This is so good, and this is exactly the same as Fosco. This is exactly the same principle. No, thank you to you, Ressus. Thank you. Thank you for your trust. Don't thank me yet. Thank me once you have a job. And guess what? If you continue like that, you're going to get one for sure. But let me grab the work from Gael in full resolution again. This is exactly the same principle and pushed to even a more insane level. You have so much storytelling everywhere. You understand that someone broke into that house and was searching for something. You have that corruption. You have painting things right there with a doll and cubes. You know it was for a kid. You have all the painting tools. You have that blacksmith that is crazy with tons of crates of weapons. So this is a mass-producing forge. Then you have those bats right there. One of them goes smashed with a lantern and such. Those are parasites. There's a cat trying to chase them. Again, another set of story. You even have a threatening letter right there. Then it's a project about Dracula and vampires again and dragons. This guy is sleeping right there, surrounded by garlic cloves to avoid the vampires, with a doll of his kids. He's drinking. There's an axe. He probably, with the threatening letter, the missing kids, that threatening letter is probably missing his kids for a reason or another. There's a holy water at the entrance. You have so much story happening every fucking where. This is amazing. And again, you give every information that the team needs. If you were to do a shot, a keyframe, there's no way you can give that much information. With that, people can model the stuff. They can texture it. They can do a bit of lighting. They can do so much with that. But with a random keyframe in any angle, if you only have that keyframe, it's not enough. There's so much work in that. I don't even know how many dozens of hours you spend on that one, but it's 100% worth it. Stellar work again. And you got noticed. Whew. Next, for character, the best character pieces. In third position, familiar face, Michael Zhang with the whale from Moby Dick. Again, character and creature. You're going to see a few creatures. But yeah. Talking of storytelling again, that whale, you see she has been hunted for years with all the harpoons everywhere, the coral growing on her, the corruption, that parasite. Let me show you, Michael. Grab the walk of Michael. There's so much design. There is a parasite on that creature. It's kind of taking possession and corrupting the whale. Ancient, possessed, godly. You have this kind of god whale thing. So it's so elegant with the tail, the fin that has been damaged and such, the blind eye. There's so much work involved. And again, it's such a nice complement to the captain. You look at the captain and the whale. I love the fact that they are sharing the same color palette and the same attributes, with the coral consuming both of them. They are like two sides of the same coin. One cannot live without the other. And this is such a smart design. I don't have much more to say. It's phenomenal, and the picture speaks for themselves. Next one. Second place. This one is a dirty little secret we have been having on Discord for a long time that has not been released on ArtStation yet. And this is the first time the public sees that outside of Kind of Art. In second place, we have our amazing Chloe with Melchior the False Dragon. And holy freaking shit. That picture is insane. There's so much work going on that one. Again, I don't have much more to say. Let's grab it in high resolution. Because right now it does not make any sense with the PDF. It's not high resolution, but right here, look at that parasite. Again, another big creature of a parasite. It's kind of dragon merging with its treasure. That parasite eating the magic of the treasure and the magic of the dragon. Whoo! Holy smoke! And I want to share the sketches that you were doing. Character. Chloe, where is that? Those sketches were phenomenal. This is so freaking good. Very good. Yeah, don't touch the parasite. Don't touch the parasite. Next. In first position for best character design piece of the year, Michael Zhang again, you're the captain. I've elaborated on it again. This is, to me, that piece is close to perfection. You want a feedback, Michael? Why is it flipped? That's the only feedback I have. It's flipped. It's kind of weird. Check out the text. That's the only thing. All the rest. This is the how can I say? This is the staple. This is the gold standard of what we are doing for character design now. Congrats, man. Absolute congrats. You're an absolute beast, man. Next, the best props. In third position. So just before talking about that, let's talk about props. I like props to not just be a fancy object, but also similar to environment, to tell the story of who that object belongs to. To me, a prop needs to be a testimony of the way of life of the people owning that. And that's exactly what we are going to see. I want to start with a special mention before we start, because again, it has been submitted kind of after the nominees vote. And this is that set of weapons by Sarah Prego. I love them so much. The shapes are so great. I love everything about them. This is how you should do iterations on props. Drastically different design, never the same silhouette, always a different ID, always a different proposal, always different shape. You should not have the same thing over and over again and just a slight variation. And Sarah, you're so creative. I want to pick up your brain. I want you to be able to explain how you come up to such sexy fucking shapes and designs. I want you to explain that, because more people need that. We're going to see more from Sarah, by the way. Maybe. This was the honorable mention. In third place, for the best props of 2024, you're having Chloe again with the orc food. How was it called? Yeah, orc food. This is so funny. Again, you need to have fucking fun when you are drawing, guys. Stop being serious all the time. You need to have fun. You need to make some stuff that is silly. Like we have a cat bread. We have travel food right there. This is fine. We have fish and chick. The fish literally ate the cockatrix. We have a bee punch, like a tea punch, but with a bee holder. Lamproust skewers, like a snake and some, I don't know what this is. That's the kind of stuff we want to see. Nobody can prove it was made with a real cat. But you say no cat was harmed the way. In any ways, you can prove it anyways. No, this is so sad. A while ago, there was a little tear on that cat. Love that. So freaking good. You need to be silly sometimes, folks. Because I've been talking about that in previous presentations, but whatever you feel when you are making those pieces, people will feel the same when reviewing them. If it's a struggle for you, I made a LinkedIn post yesterday about exactly that. If it's a struggle, if it's a chore for you, what you're doing, if you are burnt out when you're doing that, people will have a shitty experience when looking at your work, despite how good it can be. If on the contrary, you are having fun, you are laughing, you're doing some silly doodles, people will enjoy reviewing that. They will have fun reviewing it too. And you're more likely to be hired if you are having fun, because nobody wants to hire the depressed shit poster. That's on you, Sarah. That's what you were saying. I stole it from you. Nobody wants to hire a depressed shit poster because you're more likely to burn out again. You're more likely to depress the rest of the team if you are having fun, if you are silly, while being serious, okay, at work, while being with a great work ethic. You're going to bring the morale up. You're more likely to over-deliver. You're more likely to help other people. And that's exactly what I want to see. Even right there, you see the ball. It's literally the helmet of a knight. That's the kind of stuff you want to do. Have fun. Speaking of having fun, let's talk about the number 2 for the best prop of the year. The kitty bench. The freaking kitty bench. Again, if you were to just design the bench, you know it will be a nice exercise. It's okay. But right there, Alex decided to over-deliver. And now we are having so much more. Especially on that one. We know what happened before, what is likely to happen after. And for that one, we engage all the senses. We can hear it. We can hear the kitty purring while drinking the cat mom's milk. We can smell it with the smell of fish, the smell of the kitties. We can touch it. It's very soft to tickle the cats. Or else it can be dangerous if the cat mommy freaks out and scratch your hand. And then you have that scroll. But before that, we have that food plate. So it tells the story of the people who acknowledge the existence of that cat. Someone brought a food plate and some people are bringing some food to the cat. It tells so much about the way of life of the people there. You imagine interactions of people feeding the cat and the cat mommy being happy and feeding the kitties and such. You can even imagine a quest like that scroll. You need it. Okay, if you approach your hand, the cat mom is going to destroy your hand. So you need to grab a fish, maybe in a house nearby, and lure a kitty. It goes out. The cat mom freaks out and grabs it, and you can snatch your hand and grab the scroll. You are anticipating so much more problematics than just how does a bench look. Nobody gives a shit. It's surface level thinking. We have how does it feel, how does it play, how does it animate, how does it sound, how does it touch, how does it smell, what is the story about that, what is the gameplay about that. You anticipate a gazillion problematics in advance, and that's how you bring much more value to your work. If you just explain how does it look, it's not enough. It's what Feng Zhu was explaining in video 111. It's like what it is, when it is. This is surface level thing. Where are we? Surface level thing. Who is using that? And why should I give a shit? This is what we are doing with that cat and the bench. And this is where you bring value. The who, what, and when, AI can do it already. The what, when, where. Sorry. The who and the how and the why, AI cannot do it. This is how you are going to stand up against AI. This is how you are going to not get fucking replaced by it. And this is how you avoid doing just fancy pictures. If you just do fancy pictures, you are in troubles today because of AI. Feng Zhu talked about that. Don't crucify me. I'm just the messenger. Go watch Feng Zhu's video 110 and 111. It's going to be a big cold shower for a lot of people. But this is also how you beat AI with that amount of nuance and storytelling and empathy. Because AI cannot pick up on that. Let's move to the first place. The winner for the Best Prop Award of the year, by an absolute landslide, and by that I mean 53% of the votes, is none other than Gael Garder with that incredible table from his Dragon Underneath Village project. in the blacksmith, in the Draconics blacksmith. Let me open it up properly again to pay proper tribute to that. The art nest, kind of art environment. Yes. Where is it? Wait. Where is it? Come on. There we go. Again, there is so much story involved. You can look at what the blacksmith is forging. It's definitely not bad weapons. It's actually, it looks like the Daedric weapons from Skyrim. It's very good. You have that draconic thing. You have that draconic pattern everywhere. You have those draconic bats. So you know it's a place where we think about dragon. Even that shield right there, it feels like the wing of a dragon. Then you have those bats that are parasite because one of them has been smashed by that lantern and the other one has been killed with that axe. You have blood. Guess what? The person who killed that bat also smashed the desk. You figured out what happened before. Then you are attracted by the light and boom, what is that? That's a threatening letter by someone with a seal. And there's a plush. That blacksmith probably got his kid kidnapped. And this explains why you had those and he was sleeping with a teddy bear nearby. He probably misses his kids. There's a family photo right there with a silhouette of two parents and one kid. This is the nuance you want. Because you reward exploration, you reward curiosity, and people are going to pick up on that. At least an art director is going to pick up on that and be like, damn, you are thinking about so much things. You are telling the full story of the life of that poor blacksmith thanks to what you do. Yeah, naming convention. I know, Dave. I did that in a hurry for kind of art. But yeah, naming conventions, we're going to have them. I'm going to pick up your brain for the pipeline part, no worries. But yeah, amazing storytelling, amazing rendering, amazing everything for something as trivial as a desk. When I see junior work, everyone wants to go for the complex stuff like the big weapons, the machines. No, design something simple. Design a chair. Design a desk. It's already very interesting to design. Whew. Next. The Best Storytelling Award. We are talking about storytelling. Let's put that even further. Third place. Again, you've been nominated a lot, Gael, with that piece. We already talked about that. But yeah, third best storytelling piece of the year, according to the Mentees. Design a door. Yeah, design a door. Those are great. Design a door, design a chair, design a stool, design a box. Just design a box. That's going to be interesting. Design a chest. Here we go. Gael, third place for best storytelling again. We talked about it. Second place, Michael Zhang, best storytelling for your character. And we talked about that again. Third place, by a landslide, almost 40% of the votes, for the best storytelling of the year. Drum roll. Sarah Pregel. Be silly, folks. Have fun. It conveys so much of the personality of the characters. There's another one, I think. Sarah, I remember when you showed that, everyone was freaking smiling. Even when you were talking about that, you were so enthusiastic and smiling, it was contagious. This is exactly what I meant by saying whatever feeling you put in your pictures when you're making them, people are going to feel the same. This was the final picture of one of my presentation at Kind of Art, Sarah. Speaking of that, I'm going to make that exact presentation next week on YouTube. And people laughed in the room. Do not be serious all the fucking time. Be silly. Look at that little girl with the birds in the hair and that kid being silly right there. I know your rendering is way better now, so Sarah, and if you were to re-render those species, which I would potentially advise you do eventually, you will render it better. But there is so much emotion in what you do. This is amazing. This is exactly what I want to see. Next one. We are moving to the Benevolent Mentee Awards. I apologize, there won't be any pictures for that one. But the Benevolent Awards is for those who were the most involved in the community and gave the most feedback. I know it's a bit of an unfair comparison because some people have been involved for way longer than others. So this is just a mentee vote based on what has happened recently, especially since that summer when the community started to become way more autonomous than before. And I'm thanking you so much for becoming that autonomous. I want to make you even more autonomous, not because I'm lazy, but because we need to be efficient. I want to deliver the best value I can give to you, which is on storytelling, design, and macro level. And I want to make you able to fly with your own wings on all the rest. So every time I'm asking you to become autonomous, you can be sure that I will always give you the resources to achieve that. And those persons have been giving so much feedback, being so freaking involved non-stop with everyone that, yeah, it's just to pay tribute. And again, this is according to the community, and I'm barely monitoring those feedback anymore. I wish I'd joined earlier. No worries, Salamander. The replay will remain and will be available on YouTube, so you can watch it later. Do not worry about that. So, next one. In the third position for the Benevolent Awards, we are having Chloe and Drizzy. And I would like to also mention Gail, because you two folks are inseparable. You have been giving so much feedback. And Chloe, I want to thank you so much, Chloe. I mean, I'm going to say Chloe and Gail. It's just the vote that I say Chloe. Chloe and Gail, I want to thank you so freaking much for having helped Sarah that much on figuring out how to render. Thank you so much. You have been absolutely over-delivering with that, and I'm so thankful. Next, second position, we are having an OG, Erin Marentet. I think that's how we pronounce your name. I apologize if I butchered your name. Erin, absolute. She's the mom of the community. She's the absolute mom of the community. Thank you so much for being there, Erin. You've been improving so much, and the feedback and the involvement you have been having has been absolutely invaluable. So thank you so freaking much. Erin was a lead before joining, working on AA game, and she's bringing a lot of her experience to the team. Thank you so much. And in first position, this has been taking the whole community by storm. Man, you have been so involved since you joined just recently. you made a place for yourself in the artness like crazy. And I told you, and I'm willing to repeat that again, as soon as you land the job, I want to hire you as a freelancer to outsource all the feedback for character design to you. None other than Mathieu Fourchier. Your contribution is incredible, man. I'm watching that with Al. Thank you so much. Please land the job fast. So I will be very happy to pay you to give the feedback to the mentees. And this way you can pay back your mentorship this way. You are the absolute goat of feedback. Before moving that, I also want to give a special mention again for the Benevolent Awards with Axel Pommier. You have been so involved too on the Discord overall. And thank you so much, buddy. Thank you so much. All the French people are very active overall. Next, Grindset Farmer Awards. We have a channel on Discord called the Grindset 9000. It's where people are working every day, and I'm so happy again. Before the summer, it was almost a desert place, and today, almost 24/7, we always have at least one person connected to work. I want to see 20 people connected 24/7 on that Discord, because that's how you improve. That's how, back in 2016, I made my first job at Ubisoft. It was with Anthony Jones' Discord. That was very active at the time. I was there 14 hours a day minimum. I was connected even when I was just alone, and I was talking with people. It made me work on my English skills so well. I had a terrible accent before. I'm still having a baguette accent. I will probably always have it. But my English was terrible before. It made me force practicing on that. And I got invaluable amount of feedback. And to everyone in the Discord, join the Grindset. All the people you saw in that presentation who got results, who got shit done, strangely enough, they are those who are the most active on Discord, and they are the most connected. And there's no secret about that, because it establishes a routine. It establishes you as someone being disciplined. It holds you accountable. It creates a routine. You get feedback. You make connection. You do not feel lonely doing art, because I know a big struggle for a lot of people is that you are doing art alone in your room, and there's not that many people you can share that passion with without being judged. That community is also made for that. Yeah, the Grindset gives you a passive 30% or extra experience boost. Exactly. I think it's a passive 50% boost to it. And same with all the mentees. Guys, I've been bashing your head about that. I want you to submit it to the collective feedback. Collective feedback, it's invaluable. You learn by giving feedback to the people. I have learned so much by teaching you guys. My level as an art director is exponentially, absolutely unrecognizable, and way better than what it was a year ago. I learned more about art direction and giving feedback and developing potential in a year of mentorship than almost 3 years being a lead and an art director in a studio. Or actually in several studios. Because literally I have over almost 130 different projects to art direct in parallel. You're too shy. Don't be shy. Every artist, all the artists that we are there, 99% of us, we are introverted freaks. We are amongst us. We are among freaks. We are the kids who were bullied at school. We are the kids that were making our parents uncomfortable when saying we wanted to do art. We are amongst each other. We understand each other very well. So there's no reason to be shy. For once, you have the opportunity to be surrounded by people just like you, who want to achieve the same goal as you. Your English is very funny, Sarah. It's not stage fright, come on. You are behind a computer, that's fine. Give it a try. And we also have a relaxed channel. Try the relaxed channel. Go play a game. Go play Gartic Phone or put party with everyone in the first place, and then move to the Grindset. We are the weirdos, exactly. But we are the professional weirdos. That's fine. I remember when I was teaching in schools, I was talking with teachers that were a bit older than me. I'm still young. I'm 29. I was like 25, 27 when I was teaching, still in school. And I was talking with people who were 35, 40 and who were not from the same culture as me. I've been in an art school. We were freaks. It was very expressive. We had the color tattoos, the piercing, the nose rings. Trans identity was not that much of a thing at my time, but now it's way more frequent in art school. You have colored hair, blue hair, nose ring, you name it. All the freaks of the world, we are there, me included. I was the goth kid, you know. I was the goth kid with long hair. I was looking like a dork. We are the outcast of society. And I remember some of the teachers who were a bit older than me, they were uncomfortable with that. And they were like, hey, I don't know how to deal with those kids. They are talking to me about their pronouns. They have colored hair. I don't really know to talk to them. I'm afraid to hurt their feelings and whatever. They were very uncomfortable. And some of them just straight out did not want to understand that. And I'm like, well, first of all, I don't give a shit. And that's just the surface level that those people were describing, because something that they did not see with those kids is that because they are extremely sensitive, of course, you need to be careful in the way you are communicating. But if you manage to gain their trust in a genuine way, if they trust you like a big brother or big sister, they are willing to do everything you tell them, and they apply it extremely well. All they need is to feel comfortable, safe, and welcome, because that's for 18 years before joining art school, they have been the freaks and the outcast, and they have been making everyone uncomfortable around them. And now that they are surrounding themselves with everyone else like them, they are still sticking to that old habit, and they don't understand that they can finally be themselves without being judged. And all they have to do is just overcome that fear of crowd. There's no point in playing a role anymore, wearing a mask, when you're surrounded by people who are wearing exactly the same mask as us. Because we understand each other. So don't be afraid of that. The Art Nest is extremely curated. There is no way to join the Discord anymore without joining the free course in the first place. That's because I want to filter out bots and weirdos. I want people to be committed enough to give an email address. Whatever it is, I don't give a shit. I'm not spamming people. So they can access a curated Discord without having some crazy security or verification things. And it works extremely well. And we have a very good quality of people. And sometimes I'm banning a few problematic people who definitely do not get it, and I don't give a shit about banning them, because those people, I don't want them in the community. I was talking about that last week when doing the feedback, and someone made me lose my temper in another portfolio review. So yeah, the Grindset, join it. And we also have the library. When nobody can talk, you can just walk, for those who do not want to talk. It's just data, it's not really vote. Third place, JC Salgado. You've been there so much, man. While being a dad, and now a cat dad. Congratulations, by the way. You're like a giant teddy bear, like a giant cool uncle for everyone in the Discord. This is so freaking cool. Second position, Erin again. We had the cool uncle. Now we have the mom of the Discord. I'm seeing you like Anna from Overwatch, like, children behave, you know, watching the back of everyone. And in the first place, it's not a surprise for anyone. The absolute Grindset Ravager, Lachlan Page. You've been there pretty much every single day. Nobody can beat you. And I'm so happy because you have been improving so fucking much. So everyone get inspired by those persons and way more. Join the fucking Grindset. something else. Those people, a lot of them, they are mentees. A lot of them, they are professionals. These people are becoming your network. In a few years from now, the artness is becoming exponentially bigger. In just a year, so in a few years from now, it's going to be massive. Those people will be professionals and insiders willing to help you join their companies. And you will speak the same language as them. And all you have to do to access pros without disturbing them or without getting ghosted by them or thinking you're going to be a pain in their ass is get in touch with them already before they get to rockstar level. Join the Grindset. Next, Best Improvement Award. Whew. I've already showed you some before and after. I want to highlight 3 of them. Number 3, Erin again. This was the work of Erin before joining the mentorship. Just before joining. This is now. We went from this to that. And that. And that. Woo! Amazing. It took time, and I know you are doing that with a work on the side, with kids on the side, with a tricky situation where you are. You have been working diligently, never complaining a single time about my insane amount of feedback and touch-up that I was requiring. Thank you so much for your patience, Erin. And that level up is insane. Next, for the second best improvement of the year, Jessie. Jessie, I must confess something. When I saw your portfolio for the first time, I was like, okay, I'm not sure about the technique, but I really like what you wrote. And at the time, I was not very busy, so I was really willing to give a shot at a lot of people. And I'm so glad I did. Because you've been showing such an amazing personality, and you have been working so freaking hard. I was a bit worried about the technique in the first place. I mean, this is very soft and digital, and this one is okay, but we had a lot of work to do. Guess what? This is what Jessie is doing right now. We went from this to that. Holy freaking shit. This is insane. Whew. And the first place for the best improvement of the year, and it's not a surprise for anyone, starting from almost zero skill in digital painting, is Sarah Pregel. We started from that. Sarah comes from the comic book field and graphic design. She barely touched Photoshop for painting. We started with that. And now we are there. You've been transposing your skills so well. It's been an absolute massive challenge to work on rendering because we had to learn it from scratch. It took a lot of experiment. I remember I went on a shopping spree on Gumroad for you. I bought you like $50 worth of Gumroad tutorials. Like, oh, go watch it. Because I was not pissed, but I was like, I don't even know what to say to her. No. We tried so much stuff. And I was like, okay, let's give you some tutorials. And then finally, thank you so much to Matt, Chloe, and Gael for having taken you under their wings for the rendering, because now rendering is starting to be freakishly good, you know. That quiver is amazing. And even the design maturity has evolved so much. Still using the brushes. And I know we've been discussing about that, and you've been very hard on yourself. But look at how much improvement you have done. You went from this to freaking that in just a matter of months, you know? I wish I had that improvement when I was a student, to be honest. It's all thanks to your hard work. You need to be proud of you, Sarah. You really need to be proud of you. I know you are very hard on yourself. Don't. Because this is amazing. Once the full rendering is perfectly sold, there is no fucking way you don't get a job. I would probably learn a bit, eventually at some point, a bit of photo bashing, kind of similar to Igor Seed, to have the full spectrum of possibilities and be super duper realistic. But as soon as you know that, your design abilities are way more than junior. And I really wish you could go at kind of art. We'll figure out a way to get you in for the next event. I can promise you we'll figure out a way. But yeah. It's good, and people really liked your work. The folks at Mood, they really liked it. Pretty sure the folks at Larian would really like it too. I know, we'll figure out a solution. Don't worry about that. We'll figure out a solution, Sarah, I promise. Sarah, your work is epic. And you are one of the students I have the most expectations from. I have tremendously high expectation for you, Sarah. Once we solve that rendering part, you're one of those persons that if you start under 300, 350 a day, I will be disappointed. Euros. And I'm pretty sure for where you are coming from, that will be life-changing money. And you can truly get it. Once you fix rendering, you will not start as a junior, because this is not junior level of design. This is not junior level of design. Yeah, we'll do a full caravan of artists and pick you up if needs be. We'll figure out a way to do it. Next event, we'll figure out a way. I can promise that. Maybe it will be a little surprise. You will, Sarah. We'll figure it out. Next, Alumni Awards. This is mainly for those who are almost done with their portfolio. As I've been saying, making a portfolio takes time. And yeah, sometimes you need easily 6 months to make a full portfolio. You do not need 6 months to start applying to a company. With 2 chapters, you can start applying for sure. But making a full portfolio takes a lot of time. And I wanted to highlight some of the mentees who finished their portfolio or are about to get it done. So, in the third place, we have a tie between Michael Zhang and Jess. So Michael, we saw his work. Again, the Moby Dick project. Jess, we saw a bit of her work. Where is it? Right there. It's an older version, but phenomenal portfolio from Jess. That's a tie for the third place. Congratulations, folks. Jess, you've been so freaking resilient in doing that. And Michael, I want you to rest a bit. I want you to take like 2 weeks of rest where you are not drawing at all. You deserve it, buddy. You really deserve it. Yeah, but you know, Thomas, you have been other stuff on the side, of course. I'm not blaming anyone when there is not that much feedback for a long time. It means that you have other stuff on the side. And I've been saying I work with you for as long as you keep doing the work. So the worst thing you can do is just drop out. That's technically the best thing that could happen to me on a financial standpoint, because technically I'm making the money on those who are dropping out, but I'm spamming constantly those who are dropping out. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Come back. So yeah, don't worry about that. You just have other stuff on the side. That's fine. Not everyone is having like 8 hours a day to work on that. So it's totally fine. Don't worry about that, Thomas. And you're working on the side. Yeah. Next, second place for the Alumni Award. It has been the fastest portfolio being built in the entire mentorship. Look at Montelion. Again, you've been doing it so fast. You've been doing it during the summer. And yeah. You've been doing it so fucking fast, man. What can I say? It's been done 2 months ago. In 2 months, you have done all of that. A bit more. Let's say in 3 months, you have done all of that. Plus this. And this. This is insane, man. This is absolutely nuts. And I know you're going to produce double as that in the next months. Start applying aggressively, buddy. You have everything you need. This is so good. I'm so proud of you. And in first place, it's not going to be a surprise for anyone. The Best Alumni Award, Alex. I've been saying that before. You've been an absolute machine at producing artworks, dealing with so much stuff in parallel. I don't have much more to say, Alex. This is insane what you have been doing. You are fixing the problems one by one. Design is not the problem anymore. The content is not the problem anymore. We are just having to deal with something as trivial as rendering, similar to Sarah. Rendering is trivial. It's not the hardest part to fix. You got so in touch with so many companies already. You got into interviews. I know we need to work a bit on the interview part. That's why I want to develop a feedback loop for the interviews. I'm still figuring that out because it potentially has some legal implication and I want to play it safe. I know that rendering is scary. I know. But trust me, it's not the hardest part. You've been doing so much more harder in the past to learn design and all of that. And I know you will be able to do it eventually. We're going to pick up the specialists in every category to from the mentorship to help everyone about that. That's what I was saying on the previous Saturday. I really want eventually, starting on January, to get the mentees to do demos. I'm going to pay you for that. The specialist in one thing, I want you to do a demo for that, and I'm going to pay you a bit for that. This way, it will benefit everyone. We're going to make it. Look at how much fucking stuff you have been doing in just 8 months. Probably less than that. This is ludicrous. As I was saying to a lot of people in the mentorship, I'm not here to give you the knowledge. I'm giving a bit, but it's the videos who are doing that. I'm giving you feedback, but more importantly now, I'm here to give you the guidance and the warmth and the motivation you need to keep producing amazing artwork and not quitting. For all of you folks in the mentorship, the worst thing you can do is quit. And it's not in the interest of my time to say that. I would prefer having to hire some people to help me with the feedback and spend and technically quote unquote losing money on that and losing resources on that, rather than having everyone quit, cash out on the money that you could have utilized because you are not utilizing my guarantee. I want you to utilize it. Sometimes I'm losing a bit of patience when I have to repeat myself 50 gazillion times. That's why I also need to hire some people to avoid doing that. But I want you to succeed, folks. I am engaged with you. It's also my own reputation that is at stake, because I promised you something. I did not promise you a job, but I promised to work with you until you get it. So I want to honor my part of the deal. And all you have to do is honor yours by keep producing amazing artworks, always striving for a better artwork than it was yesterday, and not quitting. That's all. And folks, I want to remind you about the fact that right now the industry is shitting the bed. We got the worst part of the last 2 years, being about layoffs and all of that. So some of you got opportunities, contacts, praise. Some companies wants to hire some people already, while we are at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the fucking market. This is insane. Some of you got already more shit done than most people on LinkedIn are doing. In terms of result, in terms of call with companies, in terms of getting further in the hiring process. It's just about perfecting that. If you got it once, it means you are doing the right things. Because guess what? 99% of artists today, they cannot even get a fucking interview. Some of you companies are contacting you spontaneously. So yeah, there's nothing we can do about the state of the market. All we can do is the best we have with the time that is given to us. And this is about building the most banger portfolio that we can. And the best community, and me trying to build the best reputation for all of us as possible. And this is my full-time job now, and I have my fucking ego invested in that. I will not stop until we are not number fucking one in the world. I want the Artnest to be the new FZD. And I know we can do it. Next year, we're going to do the rookies. I can guarantee we will be number one or number two worldwide. I don't know what the jury is, but if we look at what we are producing compared to the fucking schools that are number 2 and below, we should be at minimum number 3. To me, in terms of school, it's number 1 New Age, number 2 outside, and I think we are tied with outside. And I'm pretty sure we can be tied with the best of the best. We need more resources. It's not the same product. The comparison is unfair. But at least on the rookies, I know we can challenge them. I absolutely know for sure we can challenge them, and we can make a gigantic splash in the industry. And I will do my best to make it possible to participate in the rookie. But if it is, be ready, mark my words. I'm willing to publicly apologize and do, I don't know what I will do if it's not the case. But if we can legally participate to the rookies, I can guarantee the Artnest will make a massive splash in the industry. I'm taking a very bold move, and it was not planned at all. But I will stick to it and take a bullet for that. And again, there's no comparison, and I absolutely admire Outside and New Age. And FZD, these are the 3 only schools that I truly, genuinely admire and aspire to be as good as, especially New Age. And FZD, unfortunately, doesn't exist, but to me, this is the gold standard that I'm aiming at. I want Fengzu to be proud of us, guys. I really want Feng to be proud of us. Feng, if you are watching, I want you to be proud of us. I want you to be my spiritual godfather of art, and I want to learn from you. Because I owe you my fucking career, man. Watching FZD school videos every Wednesday while eating a Subway sandwich. Let's move to the next category. Enough rambling. Let's move to Artwork of the Year. We are entering top dog category. This is the second last category. Artwork of the Year. So any category, just biggest slap in the face. Not just storytelling, biggest slap in the face, period. Number 3, again, dirty little secret, not out yet. Chloe with Melchior the False Dragon. Again. That's it. I've already been rambling about it. This is so fucking good. People at Mood were so... People at Kind of Art were like zooming and watching at it and looking at the scale. They were so fucking impressed. This, making a picture like that is insane. And this also includes the sketches that I've been showing before. Chloe, I have big expectations for you. I have big expectations for so many of you. Number 2, Guide with the Draconic Forge. Again. This is so fucking good. I remember when I saw that piece I showed that piece to Jesper, and then there was Chloe's work, and he was like, damn, this is good. And I joked, I was like, you can hire both of them together, actually. Because they are a couple, they are together. And he laughed. Amazing work. You've been working so freaking hard, both of you. You're crazy. A team of 7s. And number 1, artwork of the year for the Artnest 2024. Familiar face again. Michael Zhang with the Captain Ahab. Artwork of the year. No question asked. Alex, yeah, I want us to have an art book. I'm going to talk to you about that a bit more. I really want an art book. I would love to get in touch with Spiridon to pick up his brain about it because he's the art book guy. But I want to make a fancy-ass art book and I don't give a shit about spending as much money as it needs to be done. It's going to be non-profit. So I don't want any drama like, oh my God, you use my work and you sold it. No, I sold it for free plus shipping. It's not for profit. It's for people who want it to get it, especially in the mentorship. And also for me to spend 3 to 5k euros a year to print them and ship them to studios to advertise for you. I really want to make that fucking art book and we will make it. I just want to have a bit of time, but I think I will start thinking about that during Christmas. I start to see how it works. I will learn in design and all of that. If we have, by the way, I know in the former mentees, some of them were doing that. If we have a graphic designer or a former graphic designer that is specialized in print, let's talk. Let's talk. But I really want to make an art book every year for the Artnest. And yeah, the sweatshirt with the owl logos, we will make them too. I think I'm just going to open a Redbubble. It's going to be simple. It's not the most optimized, but at least everyone will be able to order them. So I think I'm just going to have a Redbubble and that's pretty much it. I'm going to talk about that for the mentees and I'm going to make a selection. I don't want it to create drama and all of that, but it's going to be a very curated selection. Everyone is in. Everyone is in. I know. Finally, last category for the Artnest Academy Award. It's not Alumni Awards. It's Mentee of the Year Awards. Forgive my typo. Number 3 for the Mentee of the Year Awards. And by Mentee of the Year, I mean someone who represents the spirit of the Artnest the best. Again, this has been a vote of the public and I cannot make an honorable mention because I have to be impartial. It's like judging which kid is your favorite one. You cannot say which one it is, but to one of them you say, it's you. No, I will not speak about that. I will just let the vote of the mentee speak. I will remain absolutely impartial about that. But there is so many people I would like to congratulate. Pretty much everyone who is still working on their portfolio and was not dropped out. You are Mentee of the Year. That's as simple as that. That's the most generic and complacent answer as possible. But yeah, I want to work with people who do the work. Unfortunately, people who have been dropping out for whatever reason, who have been ghosting the Discord, ghosting my messages, unfortunately, there's nothing more you can do. And I'm always saying that. I even said it in the videos of the V2 of the mentorship. It's like, I'm not expecting anything from anyone aside from getting jobs, but I do not want to be harsh or to judge anyone dropping out. We all have reasons in life and events. Even for me, I had to drop out of work for a fucking month last year in December due to personal events, and I was fucked up. It's just that those who work diligently every day, who require genuinely and who are applying the feedback and all of that, the medium is the message and it shows that you really care about what you are doing and you care about achieving that goal. And I want to work with people like that. I just want to be surrounded by hardworking people. People who are sending an update once every 5 or 6 months, not really applying the feedback or just dropping out. Again, the medium is the message. And it just means that there's probably a bigger priority and I'm not here to judge. It's just a bummer because you are not utilizing my guarantee. And I know that at some point that guarantee is going to vanish, not retroactively, but at some point it's going to be just I follow you for a fucking year because there's going to be way too many people, or else I will have to make ludicrous prices. But all those who joined already and will keep joining until I change that, and it's not going to change anytime soon, but it's going to change at some point probably. Utilize it while it's cheap and while you get the mentorship for cheap, you know. So mentees of the year. Let's go. Can you hear a background noise right now? There may be a little background noise at the moment. I apologize. It's just the heating system of the house that is activating is going to drop in like 30 seconds. Just allow for 30 seconds before naming them. Number 3, drum roll in the meantime. It's almost done. No sound? Amazing. Okay. So number 3 for mentee of the year is none other than Lachlan Page. Again, congratulations. You've been there in the Grindset non-stop. It's well deserved. Sounds like an evil mosquito. Yeah. It's almost done. So yeah, Lachlan, 3rd best mentee of the year according to the community. Number 2, again, and this has been a big surprise because you have been there for such a little amount of time. Matt, you joined in September and you are considered by the community as 2nd mentee of the year. I have extremely high expectations for you, man. Congratulations. Oh, it's me. Hello, everyone. So humble. And number 1 mentee of the year, with a whopping 48.7% of the votes. No surprise, Alex. And you fully deserve it. Alex the bulldozer. Alex the tank. Congratulations. All of you, you've been so inspiring to work so much. You've been inspiring everyone else. Freaking MVP. I like tanks. You know, the bulldozer metaphor that is in the video, the mentorship from week 3. You've been the incarnation of that bulldozer. Like brute forcing your way through feedback, not waiting for my feedback to produce more stuff, rather than trying to split hair on micro details. We're just going forward and correcting on the way. That's exactly how I want people to work. Do not try to nail everything perfect on the first place. You're going to waste time and not get any shit done, and you're going to drop out. Just focus on producing more and more and more and more and more, and we're going to curate things on the way. And Alex is doing exactly that. Plus dealing with a gazillion stuff in parallel, and I don't know you can multitask like that. This is crazy. That's it for the Artnest Academy Awards. Whew. It's been a crazy year. Again, as I was saying last year when I launched the mentorship in June, I was not expecting anything. I did not really know what to expect. It was just a random post on Facebook. My videos were ready for over 2 years. I wrote the first mentorship in 2020. I did a beta test in 2020 that was horrendous. The knowledge was there, but the way I was talking about that was absolutely horrendous. No pedagogy at all. The videos were recorded in 2021. It got released only in 2023 because I was not trusting myself. And I could not even realize that strangers were willing to give me a bit of money to learn something from me back last year in June when I launched it with 0 social proof, 0 record, 0 guarantee, nothing. It was a leap of faith. I'm so fucking glad about that. Taking a mentor helped me a lot about that starting in September. Taking a mentor was massively helpful to structure things and be able to advertise and acquire more people. And then starting in December, I've been fully booked and sold out consistently since January, even since December. And it's mind-blowing. I was not expecting that. I was considering that I would do that in parallel to my job, then do some live events that got me to have to quit my freshly acquired art director job at a big studio in December. I did not even invoice them the month I did because I was ashamed and I was not in the mental state to do it. I quit and I was like, okay, you know what? Let's try launching the mentorship full time. Let's do a YOLO shot. I need to change. I need to change my routine, my day, to change my mind. And it's been December has been the most horrendous time of my life. But it paradoxically, it led to the best decision in my entire life. And I just wanted to say a fucking massive thank you to everyone. I was not expecting that. I'm still considering myself as a kid in pajamas, shitposting my way through LinkedIn. And I cannot even fathom the fact that apparently I'm a big voice in the industry now. And I cannot even realize that what we are doing is important for the industry, for a lot of people. That what we have been doing, even outside of the mentorship, has helped a lot of people. That companies are relying on us now and actively looking for what we are doing. They are really asking for the Google Drive link nonstop. And I'm just absolutely shocked by all of that. It's mind-blowing. And I just want to thank all of you watching for your trust. And those who joined the mentorship, thank you so much, even more for your trust, for your support, for your optimism, for your eagerness to get results, despite you choosing to do a mentorship or portfolio, getting a job in the worst time possible of the fucking industry. Is going to get better eventually. It's already starting to get better. The worst is behind us, I think. I truly believe it, actually. So thank you so much. You're like my second family, all the mentees. I love you so much. And this year we will do even better than the previous year. I can guarantee that to you. I want to do even better. I want to release that fucking art book. I want that art book to be a piece of fucking history in the industry. And I want some of the mentees to be hired at Envar, CDPR, Lion, Ubisoft, Bethesda, all the big top dogs. That's what I want for this year. All that year we have been building the portfolio, so it took time. We are getting the first result now, finally. That next year, now that the exponential started, is going to go very, very big. So thank you so much for that crazy year, folks. That's it. Thank you so much. Before moving to the question, I want to make a big announcement. Next week, on next Friday, I'm making a live as always. I'm going to make the presentation that I did at Kind of Art live on YouTube. It's going to be available only for the weekend. Probably, I'm still debating with my mentor if I'm leaving it just for the weekend or forever, but probably just for the weekend or for a limited amount of time. I'm going to really show you the entire framework we are doing in the mentorship from start to finish in one presentation. How we identify companies, how we close the gap, how we structure the portfolio, how we make sure we do not squander it with poor application practice, and how we build that crazy amount of resilience and value in the art nest. I'm going to share that to everyone, again, for a limited amount of time, but I will not even be shy to leave it forever available, because what I'm saying is not the knowledge. I've been talking about that. You look at my LinkedIn post, I'm talking about that. You need to piece them together, but knowledge is free. Feng Zhu has been talking about that. What I'm saying is just my time, my guidance, my feedback, and what is making most of the value for the art nest now is the community. It's 100% the community that we have. That's what makes most of the value now. Not the video, not my knowledge. This is the new mascot of the art nest, by the way. Oh, you're tired. The pins, I'm going to order them this weekend. They are going to come pretty soon. For the mentees, they are going to be... I'm going to find the cheapest way to ship it to you. So probably just the cost of shipping and that's it. The hoodie... Yeah, I have a hoodie with portfolio review. That's the one I'm wearing during events. For the hoodies, rather than buying a massive stock and having to deal with shipping several times, I'm going to open a Redbubble. I'm going to give a private link for those for the mentees. I could technically make it available to everyone. I will see. I will keep it for the mentees just for now. Again, I'm not here to sell merch or things like that. Not now, at least. Let's move to the other questions. So yeah, the pins coming. I'm ordering them soon. They should be there by Christmas. So I will do my best to send them to you. And yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. And yeah, there was no pajama today. I'm just wearing sportswear pretty much all day long. Next question. This question is alright. Should freelancers' portfolios for studio versus in-house full-time be different? No, not really. You're going to solve the same problems, and I would advise you to make it as if you were working in a big production studio. I want to enter the mentorship, and I don't think I am at the desired level, but I'm remaking my portfolio. How long should I wait until I try to apply? Feel free to send me an application. I can have a look. That's something that I'm doing now for those who apply. By the way, some of you might have been aware of that or might have got it already. Let me share my Calendly. This way you can understand how it works. No, I'm going to dox some people, unfortunately. So when people book calls to apply to the mentorship, I'm reviewing the portfolio and the application to the mentorship. Those who are close to the level I want, I get them in calls. Those who are not close to the level I want, I have to refuse the call, unfortunately. And I'm sending you a video that gives you feedback and also gives you the opportunity to get the preparatory module for the mentorship. You get it at a little price. And it's just to level up and close the gap. It's going to save you a lot of time when you're reworking on your portfolio in order to reapply in a few months. And what I'm doing, in order to be fair, I'm not doing that for the money again, is whatever you pay is going to be deduced if you eventually join the mentorship. So it's just as if you were forwarding a bit of money for that. And worst case scenario, you do not want to join the mentorship anymore. You got a valuable product anyway. But I'm not doing that for the money. I don't give a shit about selling that product. So feel free to apply. Worst case scenario, you're going to get feedback and the possibility to get some nice education. And maybe you're ready and we can already have a talk and see if it's possible. So do not hesitate. You know the link. Let me share it again. theartnest.academy/portfolio guide right there. And there's the link in the description down below. What is the mentorship fee? I can only speak for right now. For December's class, it's going to evolve. For December's class, we are at 1,800 euros for the preparatory module, plus the 5 weeks of mentorship and the follow-up and feedback that is normally unconditional for as long as you keep doing the work. We are at 1,800 euros with the possibility to pay in up to 3 times. Starting on January, we are at 2,000. because my mentor is absolutely furious that so many people get it. And my mentor has been constantly telling me it's not expensive enough. And again, I will let the mentee speak, but I think I know it's an investment, but I think there is the value for it too. Because we can rival a fuck ton of schools for a fraction of their price, It's also to face the demand. Like this week, I got 36 demands. I got 5 people in a call. So I'm very, very demanding on the application now. I want savages. And the problem with that mentorship, that's also a problem that I've been talking about it a bit, and I implore you to trust me. It sounds a bit like bullshit marketing, but mentees will confirm. The work in it is hard. It's sometimes counterintuitive, especially at the beginning. It's something you are not used to do as an artist because we are not drawing for the first 3 weeks. We are analyzing a lot of stuff. We are thinking about a lot of stuff. And it would be irresponsible for me to give the content of that mentorship even for free because you are engaging so much time, like hundreds of hours on your portfolio. And there are so many variables, so many nuances based on your situation, the studios you want to apply at, and some stuff you might potentially not see, that if you don't have the guidance, you might squander hundreds of hours on your portfolio. So to me, it looks dangerous to release that without the guidance around. And I have no solution for that. I do not want to release it as a set of videos. It could be way cheaper, let's say $100, something like that. But you will not get the value out of it. And more important than that, you will potentially put yourself in danger because if you fail to interpret properly one of the several variables we have, you might direct yourself towards a wall and realize that after having wasted maybe 300 hours on your portfolio. So that's the situation I'm currently in. And the demand has gone exponential. Absolutely exponential. Okay, you know what? Let me share my screen for a second. It should not show the full name of people, so I think it should be okay. So, this is my agenda for the week. Those slabs of text on Tuesdays, right there, and on Fridays, those are demands for calls. And I got way more that I refused. The one in blue are the ones I have accepted. All the other ones are those that I refused. But this is literally what I've been having regularly on other weeks too. Despite the price increase, and despite the fact that I'm more and more demanding. And because I cannot scale that, because I'm spending so much time and I'm spending so much time doing the mentorship already and also doing the feedback, that I need to pick people that I know can make it fast. I cannot afford to get someone who will need 5 years before getting job ready. It will be dangerous for my time and for the time of everyone else. And it will eventually make me drop the quality or make compromises. You're going to hire other mentors soon. I wish I could. It's just that for now, I don't know who I could hire to deliver what I'm looking at delivering. And I want to make partnerships with a lot of people. Dave, in the first place. Dave, I want to work with you in pretty soon, for your mentorship too. I want to get you involved in mine. I want to do business with you. But I want to retain my style of teaching. And to me, the only person I could hire eventually to do the mentorship itself, not just the feedback. I'm talking just about the mentorship. As I'm doing, is someone who went through it, got ludicrous results, and gets it about the spirit of the artist. For feedback, it's also going to be former mentees. Matt, you have my word. You get a job. The day you get a job and you confirm the probatory, the test period, you get a freelance gig from me every month. Masterclass from David, of course. Yeah, I know I need to hire some people. I'm going to hire an assistant pretty soon. Starting on January, I'm hiring an assistant. There's a lot of problem. Let me stop the recording. Whatever. The thing is, let me just show my face again and just let the chat on the side. There we go. Something like this. So, hiring people. Who could I hire? Mentors? I don't know. Very tough. People doing interviews. Potentially, but a lot of people in interview, they want to do it with me. So I would need to have great people. And the problem is that artists are terrible at sales. And that call is still a call when I'm trying to answer a question, reassure you so you can make a decision and potentially buy the thing. So it's still a bit of a sales call, you know. So if I'm getting a salesman or a salesperson, it's going to turn you off, me included. Because when I see someone trying to sell me something, I want to say no. And as artists, we are truly allergic to that. If it is another artist, the problem is that they are dog shit at sales. I'm not that good at sales either. So other artists, they are dog shit at that too. So it will hinder my revenue. So interviews, it's hard for me. The post. Again, I could hire a copywriter. But the copywriter does not understand the full intricacies and the full psychology of the art world. So what I have right now is an assistant copywriter. I'm writing the post and the assistant copywriter is editing that for me and adjusting it. That's the best I can do. Nobody outside of the art world knows how artists work and resonate with. And even a lot of artists, because they don't get a job, they don't understand how artists work either. So it's very hard to hire people on the human part. On the operational part, best I can do is an assistant. And best I can do is people who will help me for the feedback. If I have that, it saves me already 10 to 12 hours a week, which is already pretty good. The rest is going to be tough, you know. But I wish I could. And I want to keep it small. And I know the only solution that I have is that I cannot have more mentees per class. So the only solution to keep it sustainable financially and retain the same amount of quality is increasing the price and eventually getting less and less people per class. Up to now, I got two classes of 8. I know that for December, it's going to be 2 classes of 7 or 2 classes of 6. Same in January, it might even be 2 classes of 5. I'm going to heavily limit. Eventually, it's going to be 1 class of 8. Just to save time and retain the quality. Because eventually, let's talk about the future of the artist, you know. We are in touch with a lot of companies at the moment who love the work of our mentees and want to hire them. I'm working on an offer that is the equivalent of the mentorship, but for freshly hired people or people who are about to join a company who got hired. They are about to get hired and they need to be onboarded and trained. So this is literally what I will do for the mentorship, but it's going to be studios who are requesting that to me. I'm training them. This way, when they arrive at the studio, they are fully ready. That's the next thing I'm planning to do. And for that, I'm going to be able to outsource it to other people. a B2B version of the art nest. Another thing I want to do is, because I'm getting in touch with companies that tell me exactly what they want, I know what they want. I can funnel potentially some mentees, but I could also get a pool of applicants outside of the mentorships that I can potentially funnel to companies like a talent acquisition person, because talent acquisition people, they are fucking boomers on LinkedIn. They do not know shit about art, and they are wasting time and money to big studios. It's a big problem for them to hire people. I know it sounds like a first world problem, but when you look at how saturated the market is, every time you have an offer on LinkedIn, it's like 300 plus applicants. 99% of them are dog shit. And I mean that with zero disrespect. It's just that they are wasting the time of companies. So companies are extremely inefficient at hiring the right kind of people. So if you have a great artist, or at least a decent art director that can recruit artists for studios who need artists rather than boomer on LinkedIn doing that, you also solve a problem for the industry. That I could also outsource it. So there is the artist in the middle. You have companies right there telling me what they want and looking at the mentees. The mentees can be funneled to companies, hopefully. And I can get applicants that are in my pool and my database. I can either funnel them directly to studios like a talent acquisition person. If they hire them, that's good. Or otherwise, I can get them to bounce back towards the education we provide and eventually funnel them. The goal of the Artnest is to be this kind of middleman between applicants and studios. Because the problems you guys are facing right now, finding jobs, it's the opposite side of the coin, but it's still the same coin that studios are having, which is that they are struggling to hire. I know it sounds like a first world problem, as I was saying, because we are like, poor multi-billion companies struggling to hire. It's a massive struggle. And guess what? The only way, and Dave was talking about that already in the session, in the feedback session we did, and I want to make a massive podcast with him to talk more about that. But what is happening right now is that so many concept artists, and I mean that with zero disrespect, that's the fact, they are not suited for production, that they are wasting money to company. And because they are wasting money to company, it gives less incentive to studios to hire other concept artists. And actually, it gives them incentive to fire concept artists. So it leads to the market shrinking because you have a lack of incentive to hire people. What we are trying to do at the Artnest, and it seems to be successful, and other schools like New Age or formerly FZD or even Outside are doing it successfully too, is that they are providing great artists to the market. And those great artists, because they are saving a fuck ton of money to studios, it gives those studios incentive to hire more of them to save even more money. The only way you create more jobs is by having better workers. That's how you're going to stimulate the job market. And to have better workers, you need to spread awareness about what is required in the job, because guess what? 99% of people on LinkedIn do not know shit about how the job works. And it is reflected by the fact that they don't get a job. I know it's going to be clipped into oblivion and I'm going to be found by other YouTubers. I don't give a shit. I do not mean that to be disrespectful. And you have all the resources for free from me to get your eyes back in the socket and to see what is required. And you don't even have me. You have fucking Fengzu. Fengzu has been talking about that for 15 years on YouTube. He has been screaming at the industry and nobody listened. So I do not mean that by being disrespectful. I want to help people. I want the industry to be better because I want my mentees to get job. I want myself to have more opportunities as an art director. I want everyone to have more opportunities. And I want my beloved video game industry to strive and produce good games because God knows I'm lacking good video games to play right now. Everyone wins by doing that. And everyone fucking loses by keeping spreading the hate, the nonsense, the bullshit about how the industry works. That's why I want to make that presentation next week. And that's why I'm also going to start making podcasts pretty soon. They are not going to be live. They are going to be pre-recorded. But spoiler alert, I will not reveal the identity of that person. Tomorrow I'm recording the first podcast with someone who worked on Arcane Season 2 as a background designer. It's going to be fun. Good concept artists equals good project equals more jobs and more good project. That's as simple as that. Right now, everyone is spiraling everyone down in the industry by spreading bullshit tutorials where you learn a gimmick and not the fundamentals, where you have that cult of fancy picture. And again, a lot of people making a lot of money selling tutorials on how to make fancy picture. And I worked at that big company, so if you do the same thing as me, you can also work at that big company. No. It's not going to work. What the industry wants is people who solve fucking problems. Our job is not to make fancy picture. Feng Zhu has been talking about that. Look at the video 111. He's explaining that for an hour and a half. But so many people, we need to realize as artists, that's something I want to talk with Antonio from Artworld, if/when I'm getting him in a podcast, is this kind of worship and influencer culture we have in the art industry. You know, in other spheres of YouTube, like the make money, the seduction, the gym, the archetype of the influencer is like the douchebag in Dubai with the Lamborghini, the big muscle, the Rolex, the Bugatti, and the bimbos behind, living the best life in Dubai, you know. That's the influencer, and people who are seeking to make money or the seduction and all of that will orbit towards that as a metric of success. Whether it's legit or not is not the question, that's how it works. It's called cult of personality, exactly. The same thing is happening in the art industry. It's just that instead of being a douchebag with a Rolex, wearing Louis Vuitton and having a Bugatti and two bimbos, you are a nerd in a hoodie with a Doom Eternal poster behind you, a cat sleeping on a desk, a fancy desk, and a gaming laptop, a gaming setup, and fancy lights. And instead of having the bimbos and the Bugatti, you're working on big projects. That's all world's influencers. And the mechanisms to persuade people to buy shit is exactly the same. Is if you buy my shit, you will be like me. And again, I'm not saying it's a bad thing or a good thing. It's a business. And yeah, that's it. And that's where I'm standing by saying, hey, I got a full fucking career from 2016 to the end of 2023 when I decided to move full-time to the mentorship by being a fucking nobody. Less than 400 followers on ArtStation. Nobody knows my work. The few work I have is old on ArtStation. Without being a douchebag, without being an influencer, without even being on social media before I started The Artist, and I still managed, while being fully invisible to the public, to get a full uninterrupted career, except for a few months at the beginning of COVID, when one of my projects got cancelled. I was supposed to move in Dublin, Ireland. It got cancelled due to COVID, and I was left empty-handed for a few months. That's the only time of my entire career I had nothing. My work is not the best. I'm not a genius. I'm not a rock star. I'm not famous. There's probably something that I knew, and that's what I'm teaching, which is just, okay, there is art, there is also the business part. As simple as that. And it's not even me, the inventor of that. Every professional used it consciously or not. And this is exactly what I'm going to explain next week. So what we are doing at The Artist is the anti-cult of personality. Is the anti-guru stuff. The anti-trend, the anti-like on ArtStation. That's what I say to pretty much everyone in the videos of the mentorship. It's like, okay, folks, you signed up for pictures that are most likely not going to give you that much likes on ArtStation, but are going to give you jobs, you know? And you see some people who get a fuck ton of likes on ArtStation, but no freaking job. Again, it's about pattern recognition. And as artists, it's kind of paradoxical because our job is literally to recognize patterns, visual patterns. Like, okay, a triangle, it means that. Blue color, it means that. This means that. This type of composition means that. This shot with a low angle means that. It's patterns. And then we composed pictures with that. But I'm baffled to see that a lot of people are not able to do it beyond just art. Let's recognize a pattern. A lot of people are not finding a job in the industry at the moment. Let's explore the pattern. What is it that they have in common? What is the pattern they all have in common? Oh, their work is not targeted. It's a collection of keyframes that are following every single trend on the market, like The Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, God of War, everything. They're not showing their personality. They are not solving shit. And they are not finding jobs. Strange. Okay, let's try to do the opposite. Let's find the pattern with everyone who got a job. Oh, they might have a few of those pictures, but they also have a fuck ton of props and design. That's why you see a discrepancy between both. And that's the premise of the mentorship. As simple as that. It's just pattern recognition. If something works, do it. If it doesn't work, it would be foolish to think we are special enough that we won't abide by the same rules. We're going to see that next week. With that being said, it's been a lot of time. It's been 2 hours and 42 minutes. I really hope you enjoyed that session. Again, with my entire heart, thank you so much for your trust, for your patience, for your hard work, folks, for watching a French baguette accent guy ramble on the internet. There's going to be way more. And we will not stop until the artness is the number one. Because it's already pretty close to number one. All right. See you soon, folks. And thank you for coming. As always, you can subscribe, blah, 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 the YouTuber shit. Be ready, because there will be the podcast coming soon. And as always, join the Discord. And for those interested in the mentorship, send me a DM or, you know, link down below. You know the drill. Don't need to remind you about that. All right. Take care, folks. And again, thank you so much. And congratulations to the winner of the Artnest Academy 2024. See you next year for sure for the next Artnest Academy Awards with even better stuff. And we're going to even do a comparison between last year and next year. See you, folks.